team tomorrow, 30-2 this season. That extends a program record, I believe, for victories in a season. Previous was 27 back in 2020. Had last night's game 83-79 over Wisconsin Whitewater. A couple notes I had from the box score. Big second half. You had 55 points in that second half, 55-38, which you had 55 against Wilmington the first time you played them back in December. And also a season high 81 shots. You guys' arms are tired, I know, but 81 shots last night. This championship game, a couple similarities. It'll be the first championship game appearance for both teams, and also both teams riding a streak of 14 straight wins. So a lot of similarity there. Coach, quick comment, and then we'll take some questions.
Yeah, as great as yesterday was, I think we're ready to move on here, with this practice today. Have a lot to prepare for. I mean, they are as talented as a team that I've seen in my 12 years with great length. Obviously very tough and well coached. So we have our hands full. That game, as much as we want to enjoy it, it's over now. So we came here to get another one. So that's the focus.
Yes, sir.
How much do you care about what CNU does, or how much is it like we're Mount Union and we do what Mount Union does?
A little bit of both. I think we said last week, we've seen so many different types of teams. I don't know quite like this one, but we're going to do what we're going to do. They're going to do what they're going to do, and just maybe some little differences that we can change, especially on the defensive side of the floor. Offensively, we're going to play the way that we play, and hopefully try to take advantage of some things that they do, and shoot the ball with some confidence. We went of 18. And we're going to shoot more. I promise you that, man. So we're just, it's a great prep today. We've been watching them. Like I said, Jeffrey has been watching them all year. He's just a fan of basketball. So we leaned on him a little bit this morning for some advice. And I think we'll be ready to go by tomorrow.
Yes, sir, right in front.
To follow up with that, Jeffrey, I remember that with Wilmington, you were down at CNU for a tournament a couple years ago. Did you end up playing them then or not? Do you remember?
Oh, my goodness.
Get deep cuts at this.
Yes.
Yeah, I don't really remember if we played them or not, but I don't think so. They were great hosts, though. They were great hosts, great campus.
Mike, I wanted to ask you just about your league for a second. This is the first time the league's been in the title game since 2002, and it's knocked on the door year after year after year.
Yeah.
But I just talk about the OAC a little bit.
Yeah. I think it was my first year, and I coached against Dick Reynolds, at Otterbein. And maybe one of the worst basketball games in the history of mankind. I think the final score was 48-42 at Otterbein, but had so much respect for him and his style of coaching. And then Joe Campoli emails me, almost religiously every 2 weeks. He's just a great man. People make fun it's an Italian thing, maybe a little bit, but, Joe is, he's on our corner. He says win them all but two, every year. So he's been sending me some nice messages. It's a great league, and there's so many great leagues. Just for us to represent, and Marietta to represent last year, that's a big step for us. I think they're just really good teams, and once you get a taste of it, I think now our league understands you can get here by being one of the better teams in your conference, and that's important.
Who's up here? Right there.
So last night it seemed like you guys were all ready to roll in and play, today. I'm just wondering if you still feel that way, or are you grateful to have this day after, coming off the high of last night, catch your breath, and then have the game tomorrow?
That's a good question. I think, there's that euphoria of the moment, and then once it ends, get back to the hotel. We ate hamburgers at 11:30 at night. I don't know how they do it. And then it's just, okay, we got that one. We knew it was going to be a really tough game. And then it's just, we're in such a routine. I can't even explain it. As coaches, all the coaches know, and players, that you're just in such a routine from what you do every single day. What you eat, what you wear, You're just like in this mode that you don't get out of until they tell you you can't play anymore. And, we're fortunate enough to play our last game and know when that's coming tomorrow night. So I think mentally, emotionally, we'll be ready to roll.
Hey, Braden, you guys had 50 rebounds last night. I think 50 to 39, is that right? You had 12 of them, 6 on the offensive glass. How big was the rebounding edge you guys had getting that game turned around?
Yeah, I mean, controlling the boards, it's something that, I try to, bring to the game. Just giving us, second chance points and giving us more opportunities to score is, yeah. So the rebounding was key for us, and key for me.
Good stuff.
For the players, obviously this is a business trip. You guys obviously have a goal of winning one more tomorrow. But talk about the experience of just Fort Wayne this week. And obviously, it looks a little bit different than the last couple of weekends, being on campus. Talk about the experience this week and what that's been.
For one, you get more time with the fellas. Just being in the hotel, team meals and whatnot, just creating that deeper bond. And, basketball is all about connections. So being able to connect with the guys past just playing and practicing just is always a good time.
Hey, Colin.
To me, it's always fun being away from school. Just being able to be able to focus on basketball for this time being, like spring break, and then coming here now. So it's fun. I don't want it to stop, but I know Saturday is going to come to an end.
Braden.
Yeah, I know being my last year here, soaking in the experience, being at the Final Four, being treated well by the NCAA, and just experiencing this Final Four and this championship tomorrow. It's been great.
I wanted to follow up on what Coach said a couple of minutes ago about knowing when it's your last game. Actually, Braden, you know that. Jeffrey, you know that. Colin, I'm not sure what your plans are, but just talk a little bit about that.
I mean, this is you couldn't dream of a better ending, playing a national championship. But it's going to be tough, man. I've been with these guys, been with Fueline for 5 years, and it's going to be hard to let go, but at least I know that, I'm going to be playing a national championship on Saturday.
Right here. Oh, anybody else? Yeah, go ahead. Yeah, go ahead.
It's kind of hard to actually realize that this is the last time playing college basketball. You've created so many memories, you've put in so much time, but it's a great way to go out. You're playing for a national championship, and to go out and win one would be, the fairy tale ending, I would say.
Colin, want to speak to that too?
Ask me after Saturday.
Right here.
I'm just curious, Braden, you got most of your points last night early as putbacks because the shots weren't falling. You're not often the first weapon down low, but you're there, to hit the rebounds, to get those putbacks. What's the mentality coming in and your plan as you're out there on the floor to just kind of support what Christian's doing offensively?
I'm just trying to get my work in early, attacking the glass, just trying to tire out, my opponent. I know a lot of it, goes through Christian, but I'm obviously a great player, and, I can get work done down there too. So it's just attacking early and, just trying to get my work done early.
Anything else? Everybody feeling good? Yep.
Just you guys who are on the 1920 team, if you could elaborate a little more about sort of the pain of missing out at the end of that and how that has driven you since then.
For me, I think it started with Nate and Devontae, seeing how hard it hurt them. If anybody watches Devontae's YouTube channel, that day he cried. And after we won the Sweet 16, he almost cried to us. So it's like that motivation right there, and knowing I feel like we could have done it back then. We were a great team. We had the weapons, we had everything, but the motivation of them, they're at the games. I think all of them will probably be here Saturday. But every time, like Devontae texted me last night, he was like, "We won. Thank you for doing it for us." So it's just the motivation from them.
Yeah, and I would just say those the guys were people I looked up to. Coming in and playing as a freshman, sophomore, those were my leaders, my sophomore year. So it hurt. Obviously, I wasn't in their shoes because that was their last game. But just being able to be here and be in this position and being able to win for them feels great.
Coach, such an emotional, historic win just last night. Can you carry anything over from that game, or is it easier to say reset one game all in here, or can you carry that around? How do you balance that?
Yeah, it's a tough balance, but yeah, it's just a reset. There'll be time after the season for full reflection and happiness, and they've made history. The history's already there, right? It's made. So now let's just add another, piece to that. We had some goals coming in, and I mean, let's be honest. We wanted to cut down nets, right? I mean, that's kind of our thing, and we wanted this guy to cut one down, and it took the last week of the OAC to clinch a share of that. So, all right, we got one, and then it's built from there. So to be able to climb a ladder one more time with this group is kind of the focus. So, I mean, as great as last night was, it was just a step to get here to today, and we'll look back on that game, I'm sure, many years from now, but not today.
I was going to ask Mike, but maybe I should ask Jeffrey to break down seeing you a little bit. Where are the strengths?
There you
What are
go.
the things that you guys have to worry about tomorrow?
One, they're just really, it's a real well-run program. I think their coach has been there for quite a while now, and they've just been historically in the top 25 for, honestly, like the last 5 years of my career that I can remember. So you have to have respect for them in that aspect, and they have some really great players. Number 22 and number 24 are like really, I mean, all-American caliber players. So and their guards are obviously great as well, because you don't get here without great guards. So they're honestly really good all around.
You want to add?
Well, I was going to ask, if I could, how you got interested in watching them, or is it just one of a bunch of teams that you just watched?
I actually just love watching basketball. I'm a big basketball head, so I love watching basketball. And when playing in Division III, you gotta honestly look around and watch Division III teams. And yeah, I think it also goes back from my sophomore year, just playing there and just knowing, how good they were that year. I mean, they were really good that year as well. So I just kind of got interested there and just started watching them, and I've been watching them since the beginning of the year. They're impressive.
Good? Everybody good? Ready for tomorrow? All right. Thank you, guys.
All right,
Thank you.
guys.
Folks.